Welcome to the Fantasy Pavilion, your home for fantasy sports. This is the #1 place for all your fantasy content. We do the research, so you don't have to. But wait, so you don't play fantasy? We have you covered with all your F1, IPL, and UCL content. So head on over to the Fantasy Pavilion YouTube page, like, subscribe, stay connected with us. We have all the content you're looking for. Fix that team though, and do better. The last year was a little shaky. But this year we're doing better. We're doing better this year.
Yes, guys, welcome back to the Fantasy Pavilion, your home for fantasy sport. Game week 18. Whew, craziness. The craziness is getting crazier and crazier. Blank game week 18. So, of course, Brentford and City are blanking. But most people, I think, should have already gotten rid of most of the assets. I guess you would have just kept Haaland, maybe. If you're like me, you have a team where you had Edison, Haaland, Alvarez, or maybe in a scenario where you had Edison, Foden, Haaland, and maybe even a Brentford asset. So we're going to try and tackle all those topics, all those issues right now. Boom, bang, Paul in the building. How you going, bro?
Hey, what's up, man? I good.
Blank game week 18, bro. But before we go into all of that, we will take a quick look back at the brilliant game week 17. I think people did a little better this time than 16. I think 16-15 was a little shaky for some people. We have Paul score here, so 66. So Paul, break down who was the best assets, who you brought in, who was the punch, talk to us. How was game week 17?
Well, I mean, decent score. I was pretty happy with it. And I got another green arrow, which is most important. That's what you want at the end of the week. But the two changes I made, I brought in, I sold Haaland. Finally got rid of Haaland. I brought in Watkins for him. And my other change was selling, I think it was Hichan for Son. So I made an upgrade with the extra money. It didn't quite pan out because Son didn't return, but at least, I know I have him going forward, for better matchups, at least until the Asian Cup. But I was quite happy with my returns. Watkins obviously came through for me. Palmer with the 14 points, goal and assists. Who else was big for me? And the defense, the defense that, nobody was keeping clean sheets at all. Like this weekend was clean sheet weekend, and so I got through with Poro, Zinchenko, and Semiskas all keeping clean sheets. So yeah, all in all, pretty good weekend. Gordon actually was on my bench because I had Solanke, but we know the story with that. We'll get into that just now.
Well, no, we could talk about it, but yes, definitely. Game week 17 was very interesting for those like me. Finally brought in Solanke in the team, excited, ready for the points, and then what happens, Paul? Lost. I mean, of course, our toss and press go to luck here. And the crazy thing is, look, this is the second time, Paul, that he, for those who don't know, of course, the captain of Luton would have suffered cardiac arrest while on the field, and of course everything had to stop to make sure he was okay, obviously. And it was the decision of both teams. How it works when things like this happen, the ref will consult all parties involved, and the teams will come to the decision and say, okay, we will abandon the match. So both teams agree to that. And then how it works, if they want to normally in a situation like this, especially when it happened just around the 60th minute or so, the game will be redone in its full entirety. So it's going to restart. There'll be a full restart. So, of course, our thoughts and prayers out there to Luton and, of course, Lucky's team, his family and whatnot. That was very sad. And, of course, the points that Solanke would have gotten voided. I think that's what was decided, Paul. That was the latest update.
That was the final decision. because the game is null and void, so they're not counting it, and they will replay the game at a later date, which means from an FPL perspective, that will be a double game week for Bournemouth and Luton coming down the line. So it's just something to look forward to, I guess, later on in the season, whenever the EPL decide to reschedule the game. That is.
Yeah.
So,
all right. Now, based on what you have here, I know you already sent me a team for 18, but just a quick glance. Based on what now, you are one of those people that would have prepped for game week 18 already, looking at your team. No City, no Brentford. So you more or less prepped. How long you had this team? How long you drop Alan now?
Last week, last week. As a matter of fact, as soon as I heard the news that there was a possibility that he would not play, I think Pep said something along the lines of, "Well, we're not sure. We have to look into it to see." I got rid of him one time. I was like, nah, yeah, I good.
Yeah.
Because I knew, next week. Well, I knew there was a possibility he was going to play for the game week 17, and then, well, obviously game week 18 is a blank. So I told myself, let me just cut my losses one time, get rid of him, try and bring in Watkins one time, so that I could jump on a Watkins train. So even if he does something or doesn't do anything against Brentford, at least game week 18, I prepped and already have him to captain against Sheffield United. So yeah, that was my decision making when it came to Haaland. I didn't think twice about it.
Yeah, no problem. All right. Yeah. Well, this is the channel's team here. So 976 points, 700k. Right, taking that. Not vexed with that. So 61 points for the game week 17. Right, the average was 44. Not too upset with that. Upset with the Edison, but that's how it goes. That's how it goes. Of course, Trent,
clean sheet. Yeah.
And the penalty. And then you see, this is the thing with City. City not keeping clean sheets. So as much as they're not keeping clean sheets. And that was a crazy match, 2-2. I watched that game. Palace, but Palace have their number. For some reason, at the Etihad, Palace has their number.
Palace is always give them problems for some reason. They are like City boogie team, you could say.
Yeah, which is crazy. Think about it. But yeah, so first time in a long time, at least for me, Paul, that I've seen all of my defenders pick up more than 3 points. This is beautiful. I wish it could happen every game week. Yeah. Look at that, 9, 6, 7. Beautiful.
This was a week for clean sheets. I mean, it was amazing. Like almost every game was a clean sheet. I was like in shock.
Yeah, except just City dropped the ball. City dropped the ball.
So far this season, we are seeing goals in every game. But now, this week was clean. All about the clean sheets.
All about the clean sheets. Taking that. Now, in the midfield, not too bad. Palmer. Oof. Right? We spoke about Palmer off air when we were planning the team. Right?
Huge.
So big up Palmer. Of course, I went for Son instead, right, of the other options like a Kudus or something. I didn't want to double up. I was really trying not to double up with too much teams. I already have the double Liverpool, the double Arsenal. I didn't want to double up too much. But Son, I will allow Son. Of course, a reminder, Son, Salah. Well, Son, Salah, all these everyone in Asia and African Cup, right, coming up very soon. Game week 21, I believe.
Yeah, game week 21. Yeah.
I think the safest thing to assume, Paul, is that at least they will be out for the first week. At least Son and Salah, but Egypt did make it to the finals last time in the African Cup of Nations, so he could potentially be out for 3 weeks. Son, maybe the same thing.
Yeah, South Korea is pretty strong. They have players like Hee-chan and Kim Lee and Son. So I mean, they look like absolute favorites to compete for that Asian Cup. So
right. So
they might be out a while. So that around that period will be a lot of changes in the guards.
Yeah. No. What I will say though, I'll be very careful. I mean, it's very obvious. Be very careful in dropping Salah and selling Salah and selling Son. If you can avoid it and you could just bench them because of how expensive they are. It'll be very difficult to bring back into your team.
Remember, yeah,
And
yeah, yeah.
you
Yeah,
don't want to be scrambling.
you had to have a plan in terms of how you're getting them back into the team.
Yeah.
Probably you could, what you could do is play it play it on defense. Bench one, sell one, that kind of way. So you have a little leeway in terms of money to get back in. But you just have to be very smart who you're picking as a replacement. You just know that okay, there's a short-term pick that is affordable, and you could always, when you're ready, just get rid of them and bring him back. Either one of them or both of
Yeah.
them at the same. Yeah, it would be nice to bank a transfer too, yeah, if it's possible. I know it's real hard these days with the injuries and the suspensions just flying around, but yeah, if you could try to bench try to save a transfer so you have the extra one for when the imminent return of those big hitters.
Yeah, I agree. That's a very good point because
Oh, and as I said that, one thing as I said, as I say big hitters, Kevin De Bruyne is back in training, so that could be something to
right.
look at. Yeah, he
Yep.
could be a potential replacement.
Well, I think he traveled with them for the FIFA World Cup, for the Club World Cup. I think he
Train,
did.
yeah, he trained with them. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So that could be very, very big. But we'll get to that. Of course they're blanking this week, so we'll get to that. But definitely it's something to pay attention to. I think that will, of course, that will definitely help Haaland struggling. So that'll be very good. All right. I don't know. Well, as you see, Watkins finally brought in Watkins for this team. Watkins did his thing. Luckily.
Did you sorry, you was copying my moves, or I don't understand. You thinking
Right?
the same?
Finally brought in Watkins.
Great minds think alike. Great minds think alike. Yeah.
Great minds think alike. Exactly. Well, what I did, I sorry I can bring up my team. I'll see if I can bring up my team in the stream, my team, because it's the channel's team.
Yeah.
I finally wildcarded on that team, and I brought in guys like Solanke and stuff like that, and trying to see, and it did okay. Obviously, Solanke, no points to Solanke, but it did really well. I think I got about 64 points or something so as well. So it wasn't too bad for a wildcard team. So, but soon we have to wildcard with this team, but we'll talk about at the end of the app what we plan to do with this team. What I did though, I set up the bus team in a particular way. This is what the bus team will look like. So Trent, Gabriel, Simicas, Cash, Palmer, Son, Ward-Prowse, Salah, Saka, Watkins. So this is what I'm looking like so far. For those watching, those viewing, let us know how your team did. Let us know what dilemmas you have in the comment section below. Don't be shy. Engage, right? We love to interact. Send your questions, and we try to answer each and every one as best as possible. What we like to do on the show as well, we like to take a quick gander back at some of the score lines, at some of the assets that would have done well, because sometimes that's a good way to gauge who to pick, who to go for. All right, it really helps. Of course, right now, our favorite guy scored a brace last week. Kudos. But for some reason, we love him, but never brought him in the team yet, Paul.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah.
With someone we talk about a lot, him and Cunha. We always talking about Cunha and Kudus, but never bring them in the team.
Never bring. Yeah. I mean, I have a lot of nice mid-budget guys too, like Palmer and Hichan. So
yes,
it's kind of difficult to cover them all. But yeah, it would have been nice to have Kudus this week, especially.
Yeah. And of course, speaking of Kudus, West Ham are playing Liverpool right now, I believe. Or if it went off already. Oh, it happened already.
That game finished.
Wow. Okay.
Liverpool,
I wasn't.
Liverpool
5-1 I'm seeing here.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
Very interesting. They played some of the big boys. So they played Salah, they played Gakpo. All right, Soberslide. Okay, I'm glad as an Arsenal fan. I hope they're tired.
I don't think they start. Well, they didn't start. Did they start Salah? I don't think they start.
Look like it.
Didn't start Salah. Didn't start Trent. I think they came off the bench, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, but they started Darwin. They started Gakpo. Diaz didn't start.
Elliot, yeah. Well, no, I'm not seeing Trent. Trent didn't touch the field at all.
Yeah, they rested some players. They didn't go full throttle, but yeah, they definitely went hard in that game.
And they would. And I think that's an easy piece of silverware for them now because left in the competition, Middlesbrough, Fulham, so it's not too hard for them. Newcastle, Chelsea. So
I
it's
just
not
might
too,
be something.
eh, eh,
I just like, yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
So
yeah.
depending on what stage they are, the title race, we will see. So yeah, big up is Nick. Nick, talk to me. How was game week 17? How much points? What's the dilemma? How much City people you have on your team? How much Brentford? I know most people just had them Bremo, but some might have had Flecken, Meady, some might have had a defender, you never know. Some might have Wisa. All right, so Spurs played Nottingham Forest. Of course, nothing for Son, but two people we have to talk about. The reason I want to bring up this match, it ties into 18 and of course 21. Paul, when Son leaves, is it that we get rid of Son and make a sideways move to Richarlison and Kulisevsky, because Richarlison will have to be the main man. Spurs can't just say, okay, no, Son, we won't play any football. They have to play the football. They have to try and get some wins. Now more than ever, Pedro Porro will be very creative, even more than ever. And Richarlison will have to be the main talisman until Son is back, especially with Maddison still injured. Is that something you're looking at? Is that or something you'll recommend for Son owners?
Yeah, that could actually be a good move, a nice sideway moves. Tactically too, where they have Richarlison playing the last couple of games, and it looks like it's working for him because he's getting how many goals, is the fact that he's playing as the number 9 now. They put
Right.
Son out on the flank, so now the target man is actually Richarlison. So yeah, it could be a good option. And if Son is away, who's going to take the penalties most likely? That could be Richarlison. Well, yeah.
Correct.
So
Correct.
everything points in his direction. I still want to see what he does, in these next few games, at least before Son leaves. But it's looking like it's trending in his direction. So we monitor it and see. But yeah, it's a good call. Good
Yeah.
call if you have Son now.
No, I like this question. What you guys think about Bruno as a differential, or is that getting too cute with it? Paul, I'll leave that for you as the Man U fan here.
I don't know. I don't know. What's his price now? 8.5. I think we kind of spoiled for riches now that Haaland's out. A lot of people would have sold him, and we have that money. But I feel like you could do better with that money.
Way
I'm
better.
still not, yeah, still not totally convinced. Arsenal has some nice games coming up. You could go for well, I know a lot of people are Saka. You could go for Martinelli, or
Odegaard.
you could money some other way, yeah, or
Yeah.
Odegaard. But yeah, I just not sold on. I'm a Man United fan, but just not sold on us right now. Or on Bruno,
Yeah,
So I
Bruno's 8.2.
don't think that's yeah. If you're going differential, go somewhere else.
Yeah. No, from my experience, Nick, I had Bruno and Rashford for a very long time. Paul could attest to that. I held on to them very long. So no, not yet. But you never know who's us to say no in the next few game weeks. But we'll look at the fixtures and we'll talk about Bruno. So I'll stick a pin in that and we'll talk about Bruno.
They don't have bad fixtures, and the good thing, if you want to look for some positive things for Bruno, he's on penalties. He plays
Right, of
19.
course.
Just got a rest last week because he was on suspension. So this busy period for Christmas, you want players like that who, kind of set and forget. So
Yeah.
But it's just the returns is where again the value for your money from having an expensive player like him in your squad.
Right. No. So last week we would have had so Newcastle played Fulham. Now this one I was expecting a better fight. Now, yes, of course, going to St. James Park, as we all know, very difficult. But I was expecting a better fight from Fulham. But of course, Fulham went down to 10 men after a very big tackle from Raul.
Yeah, Jimenez was like the second coming on Karate Kid. I don't know.
You see, and the thing is that it's tricky. Yeah, that's a tricky one. But according to the rules of law, it was reckless.
It wasn't. I know it wasn't really intentional, but it was. It wasn't good.
But you could see where he tried to retract, right? But you're already on course. You're already on collision course.
It's hard to change when you're going at that speed. It's hard to change what you're planning to do. That's why you have to know what you're doing. And just just lost the boat there.
Crazy. Now, a Bruno that might be a decent differential, Bruno Guimaraes, right, of Newcastle, mightn't be a bad shout. Newcastle are getting some of their key guys back, right? Of course, Burn and Botman are back. Burn scored, brilliant. So good to see that. That might be problems for Lascelles owners because we know people went on a Lascelles punt. I myself tried it out. So pay attention to that. Of course, Almiron was on his score sheet. Miley, the new guy, was on his score sheet as well, and Gordon with the assist. Gordon is at Gordon is at 10% capacity. I don't know how Gordon is doing it, but Gordon is pushing himself, really pushing himself. Very
He-
soon he may have to rest.
Well, as you bring up that the in the EFL Cup on what day it was Tuesday yesterday, he got on a nasty knock from Casado very early in the game, and he continued on, but he couldn't go all the way. How had to take him off in the 51st minute. I think afterwards he said that he got a nasty knock. So
Yes.
you know, we kind of waited to see. As I am a Gordon owner, and I am a little worried. You know, I don't know. He is strong. He always somehow some way he's like a Iron Man. He bouncing back from these, keep bouncing back from these injuries, but eventually they'll catch up to you. So I'm a bit fearful that, you know, either he doesn't start or he puts him on the bench and he comes off the bench for a 1 pointer. I don't know. I don't know. We will see, but yeah, he can't keep getting hurt like this. You know, it's really, and there's no sign of Barnes coming back as yet for Newcastle. So it's not like they have backup. So
And
we'll see
then
what goes.
because Willock down as well too. Willock just came back and he's down again because he could have at least been a decent deputy for him, but nope.
Mhm.
Nope,
Isaac
nope.
is down as well.
Isaac
He
up
wasn't
and
even in the
down.
squad. Yeah, he wasn't even in the squad. I see some people thinking about doing the Callum Wilson punt, but you see that's the thing about it. When Isaac come back, then they get back into that
Yes,
merry-go-round.
that
So,
back and forth, back and forth. And Callum Wilson is a great shouter. I cannot talk against him. Once he is fit, he scores. It's phenomenal. But
yep.
as you rightfully said, for how long? For how long? You want to have a steady team now. You want to have a nice steady team, not too much changes, forced changes, and wasting the transfers. You want to have your 2 free transfers as often as you could. So yeah, I
And
wouldn't.
he himself is a little injury prone when he's ready to. So
Correct.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I love this. Bruno G looking like a red card waiting to happen. Bro, right? And the way red cards sharing right now, the way people doing silliness,
Yeah.
you never know. You never know.
All it takes is one tire tackle. One tire
And
tackle.
that's it. I like what you said there. One tire tackle. Well, I won't talk about the City game because, of course, they're blanking, so no assets ready to look forward there too. But someone key, someone I'm liking a lot. So, of course, Chelsea to Sheffield. Now, if Chelsea lost this game, boy, that would have been it. Would have been it. So at least they showed us they could do it when it matters. And of course, Palmer, Jackson with the goals, Sterling and Palmer assisting. So Sterling was not a bad shout again for this game week. Palmer showing that he could do it. If not always consistently, but at least maybe every 3 games he puts in a good shift. And you're not upset with that. If he blanks once and then back on a nice 3-game purple patch, you'll be happy with that. So Palmer, definitely a decent asset from Chelsea. Defensively, though, any assets shouting at us defensively, Paul, or we'll just stick with Palmer and maybe Sterling?
Colwell could be a good shout.
Yeah.
I think they have Wolves next, which is away. So, but you know, I'm not sure. They have some nice fixtures. I wouldn't mind getting in on Chelsea defense, but you know, Sanchez is injured. He's out. You know, I don't know. There's still some inconsistencies there. So it's more of a wait and see for me personally. But if you want, you know, yeah, Colwell could be a good little punt. He came off with a knock in their game against Newcastle yesterday as well. But I think the manager Pooch said he should be fine to go on the weekend. So yeah.
Solid. No, so let's shout out everyone that's watching. Don't be, you can comment, jump in, comment, let us know your thoughts, what you're thinking. What's the plans for game week 18? Let us know, right? Talk to us. So, of course, next, Nick. Nick, send all the questions, Nick. No problem. You guys have we have a few leagues. I can send some for you. Don't worry. I will put it in the I'll send it just now. I'll send it up here. No problem. We have some leagues. I'll send it for you. Don't worry. All right. So next up, we will. Okay. Now, since Johnny was here with us, Paul, I've been talking about Everton. Love Everton. Have a soft spot. Everton looking real good. Everton looking very good. And I think they played chess on the weekend, on this weekend. But I mean, I feel sorry for them. They had a great chance to get in the semi-finals there. Fluffed the penalty from Onana. That was because that was a winning penalty, right? But they can refocus now and push. And I think they could give Spurs a little trouble, especially if Son and company not on it. But of course, if Son and company on it, there's not much teams that can stop them. So
four clean sheets in a row. I mean, that's crazy. Over 100 minutes without conceding a goal. Their defense has been very, very solid. They're not an easy team. Although you might see green next to them on the FDR, the fixed difficulty rating. That I don't think that's an easy matchup at all for Spurs or for anybody for that. Yeah.
Pickford has been on fire. Pickford has been doing pretty well actually. Yeah, it's just a penalty kind of just mess him up there. But yeah, let's see what I for me personally, a wild differential show. No, obviously not. No. I mean, if you're feeling brave, because Everton doing well. Forget the fixtures, they're doing well. So McNeil is not a bad show. The Corey is not a bad show because they're doing it. Even if they're losing, they're scoring. Right? McNeil has a fire right now. He's just playing. He fears nothing and no one. He's playing really good. So,
I owned them earlier in the season and I didn't get anything. I was expecting. I was like, okay, come on, give me something.
Right.
Sometimes, and as you sell them, like, boom, they start to fire off. But
as always. But he had some decent patches early on, but it wasn't consistent. You're right, it wasn't consistent.
Yeah. Everton playing, man. Everton really playing something. Yeah.
Everton looking really good. I'm not afraid to go and get some assets from them. Now, of course, our favorite, everyone's favorite team right now, of course, Villa 2, Brentford 1. Brentford, of course, were in the lead doing their thing, and Villa came back. Because, of course, as we always say, Paul, Villa don't travel well. So I was a bit skeptical about this one. But went with it, got my Watkins, and Watkins did well. Big up Watkins, so Watkins scored.
This was another game that had a red card, Ben Mee getting a red card. That changed the flow and the outcome of the game a little bit. Because I think when they were up 1-0, when
they were up.
Yeah. Brentford was up, and then that was it. That was Villa's way back in. So
and they took advantage of it. But is that papering over the cracks in their away form? Are you still wary of that? Because they still had that maybe if Brentford, of course we guessing here, but if Brentford didn't get the red card, would the game have been different? And then there's a key defender that they lost there too.
I mean, there was some. Villa did have their chances. They had a few chances. Flecken pulled off a few saves for them, so it wasn't all going Brentford way. But Villa's form away from home is kind of shaky, up and down at best. So that's the only thing I feel like holding Villa back from being in that. I mean, they're right there, they're third, but it's just how they play away from home is just not the same as when they have that crowd behind them at home. I mean, like any team, every team is play better, but for some reason Villa away form isn't as as good as when they play at home. But this week they have a good matchup. They play at home against Sheffield, so it can't get any better than that.
Yeah. And we will preview that. That is very tasty. As you can see in our title, that game looks really good. But of course, let's not get too excited. Premier League is a funny league. Of course, West Ham played Wolves. Wolves not looking as scary as they usually do because they don't roll over like this. But again, it was away, it was on the road, so maybe that played a factor. West Ham were not in the best of form, but their players are Kudus with a brace, Bowen scoring, Paqueta with a hat-trick of assists, right? Big up Paqueta. So not bad at all from them. Of course, the key assets here, Paul, Bowen and Kudus.
Yeah. West Ham was deadly on their counterattacks. That was how they scored their goals. Like every time they got the ball, they were really threatening. I mean, Wolves didn't play bad, I don't think the scoreline really truly reflects the full game, but every time Paqueta and Bowen and Kudus was moving in that direction, they look deadly.
No, I'm trying. So of course, Bowen did score today in a defeat against Liverpool. So at least that's good for us. We are happy to see that as the form continues. So, I mean, to me, Bowen and Kudus, solid assets from West Ham to procure. Solid.
Yeah. The only thing is with the keeper, I don't know this situation. Well, Ariola started today.
Right.
He didn't start on the weekend because he was on the bench. Moyes put him on the bench. But I guess they were still kind of worried about the wrist injury. Now, I don't know how he performed today, but it kind of given me a little pause. Like, I don't know if they'll switch back to Fabianski. That's something to look at, especially if you own him. Like, I am a owner, and I am a little bit worried. That's a worry for me there, too. So, maybe a transfer that I might have to make.
Yeah, you forced to make. Yeah. And that's it. We don't know if he's back to being nailed or no Fabianski. Yeah, you're right. So that's a tricky one. Yeah, we have to monitor that. Of course, the greatest team in London, Arsenal 2, Brighton 0. Havertz, Jesus, and then Ketia. Wow, the two unlikely heroes. I must say, Havertz is doing his thing for Arsenal, not necessarily from a fantasy perspective. Havertz is doing his thing, coming in clutch, and then Ketia, brilliant.
He goes in the last 5 games, but he's doing his thing, man.
Doing his thing. But off the ball too. I must say, off the ball, if you're looking at him from a football perspective, off the ball doing his thing. If he could go on a consistent run, you never know. He might be a decent, cheap differential that you could have, and you have him and Saka on your fantasy team. Never know, right? But of course, Arsenal looking good. We have a very tough game this weekend. We will preview that and we will discuss what the best assets to go for in that game, because that is a mad game. And just to keep them to even bother. Now this one, forget FPL, right? This one, I want to talk to some people because honestly, Paul, I did not see you all getting 8-0 and all that. Now, of course, I did say Captain Salah and all that. No problem. At least I expected some goals, but I didn't look for you all to get battered. But you all held on and got the points, bro. So big up you all.
I am always shocked. I was like, I also didn't think it would have been like this 5-0 or 7-0 people was thinking could happen. But I didn't think it, I wasn't thinking 0-0. That was the furthest thing from my mind. I thought at least one goal here, one goal there, a 1-1 or 2-1, something like that. But 0-0 was, that was a shocker.
Yeah. But y'all did it. And I mean, it giving me hope. Hopefully, I can go and do I will take a point. Well, obviously, I want to win. Because once we win, we get some good breathing room over Liverpool. So I will take my win any day.
It's not easy to play in Anfield at all, but
we don't have good.
He was able to hang with them,
Bro,
but the thing about it, Arsenal will be going at them, so that might
more open. So yeah,
and historically, those games are always, so
because we were up 2-0 last time and threw it away. So
remember that.
So I'm hoping we could do better. All right, so let's preview the craziness now. All right, so what I think, let me see. So what we'll do, we'll look at these quickly, and then we'll pick our team, our free team, and then look at the UT team really quickly. So, of course, reminder for those if you're watching but you didn't know, Thursday is the deadline. Okay, so Thursday at 4, but not, sorry, let me say at 2:30. Sorry, is the deadline tomorrow. So you have a little time, but while you're watching, pull out your team, fix your team, right? Do what you need to do the necessary changes. So of course, Crystal Palace are playing Brighton. Is this a game you will tackle? Will you take assets from this matchup, Paul? It's a bit dodgy because of course Brighton have a lot of injuries. You can't go wrong with someone like Matoma or maybe an Endringer, something like that. But is this a matchup you will tackle?
Not me personally, because I don't own anybody there. This might be a nice little punt, maybe Pascal Gross, who's been looking good recently.
Yes.
And especially with the fact that, I mean, Mitoma and Adringa are also Asian Cup bound and African Cup bound, respectively. So, he could be a nice little punt for a few weeks, But other than that, yeah, I don't really see anybody in that fixture that I would like.
That's shouting us here. All right, of course, moving right along. So, of course, we have Villa Sheffield. Now,
Yeah,
are
but we see
are
a
we
lot of
being,
that matchup that we like.
are we being no? So, are we being too disrespectful to Sheffield or hell no? Triple Villa, let's go full steam.
Yeah, full steam ahead. I captaincy on Watkins,
Right.
without doubt, I'm sure lots of people going to do that this week. I mean, the Sheffield, they have a new manager, so they're showing a little more fight, a little more fight. But Aston Villa's form has been just so good, and at home they look so dangerous. So yeah, if I were, especially if you have Aston Villa defender, or like Emi Martinez, I don't see Sheffield bothering them in terms of scoring plenty goals. Maybe they put up a fight defensively and try to limit Aston Villa. But yeah, I think at least 2-3-0 is a prediction I would have for that game.
Nick is saying he liked Olise, but then he remembered that Palace are playing Chelsea in 19. So yeah, tricky. But I won't fear Chelsea. I would fear Chelsea. I wouldn't fear Chelsea.
Well, I wouldn't fear Chelsea is that difficult. You never know when Crystal Palace could surprise you too.
Yeah.
I mean,
so
they did it to City, so that could be what brings it back for them, because the form has been kind of bad of late. But the confidence they could have drawn from that game could work wonders.
Yeah. I just want to thank everyone for watching. Don't forget, drop a like on it. Of course, share with some friends, get them to like it as well. And feel free to comment, drop a comment. Let us know what your thoughts for 18. What's your dilemma? How much City players you have to get rid of? Are you free hitting? Might be a bad idea if you're forced to. Or is your bench good enough? You could put some of your assets on the bench and roll, right? So talk to us. Let us know. All right, so we're trying to preview game week 18 here. So Villa, obviously, you already mentioned Watkins. Sorry,
furthering. And I'll think of somebody from Sheffield who you could get in on. If you're looking for was Fotheringham. He's cheap.
Yes.
And he actually has the most saves in the FPL. Well, in the Premier League. So
yes,
yeah, he could be a good little punt if you think he go and give it some save points.
Some save points. I say, because even if you look at some teams, I watch some score lines. Some teams lose, let's say 2-0, worst case, or 3-0. Sometimes the keeper can still scrape a 4 or 5 points, guys. So that's our bad shot. And 4 points, 5 points from a goalkeeper. Brilliant.
Yes. Yeah.
Now, this game, Paul. West Ham versus Man U. Man U are going to the London Stadium. The bubbles. Paul.
Yeah, we've struggled there of late. I don't know how to call it. I mean, West Ham just give up goals too, huh?
Yes, of course.
But it could to me it could go either way. But definitely, if you're FPL, looking from an FPL perspective, Owen would be good to have. Kudos. If you're thinking about a nice little punt, he's still a differential. He's still not heavily owned.
Right.
Kudos could be a nice punter as well. James Ward-Prowse, I see he had a couple of free kicks in this weekend against Wolves that he almost get them in. So, and his assist potential, Paqueta now looking good too. So there's some good, there's some good assets you could look at for this matchup, especially on West Ham. And the usual suspects United.
And it could definitely cause some issues for Man U. Anybody, if we had to. Now, of course, Nick was asking Bruno differential. Obviously, you wouldn't recommend any Man U assets. Paul, I know it's a painful thing to say, but anybody at all, any glimpses of hope?
Garnacho, Anthony, Onana looked great again this weekend. He pulled off some nice.
Okay. Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
yeah, I'm not all right.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if United put up a fight, which they did against Liverpool. They could actually squeeze some. And I'm not just saying that from being a United fan. There have been times this season, especially in the Premier League, where they've looked they've looked the part. They've shown that resolve and that fight. They have what five clean sheets already, 6 clean sheets. So it's a possibility they could come in here and put up a fight. So let's see how it goes.
Let's see how it goes. No, I mean,
maybe a Nana, maybe a Maguire or Shaw. I think Maguire injured. A Luke Shaw could be a good call too.
Okay, I'm not vexed with that, but I must say too that you all are not terrible when you're playing the mid teams. You're not terrible.
Yeah.
So you never know. But West Ham have their problems, as you said. So, and especially we're not sure what keeper will be there on the day. So yeah, let's see how that plays out. Now Fulham, Burnley. Fulham should bounce back from that heavy defeat and be able to defeat Burnley even without Jimenez. Paul, what do you think there?
Yeah, Fulham has been good of late. Besides, if you take away that performance against Newcastle, they've been pretty good, especially at home. 5-0 wins in the last 2 home games, I think it was.
Correct.
Yeah. So
and they've scored like 13 goals in their last 4 games because they fought 3 defeat. Even though it was a defeat, 4-3 defeat to Chelsea. 3 goals. Liverpool. 3 goals away. At Anfield.
And I think before that they scored 3 against was it Wolves? Yeah, Wolves. They beat Wolves as well too. So they've been looking very good from an offensive perspective.
Correct.
I think the bad kind of messed them up in that last game against Newcastle, and it's never easy to get St. James back. But going home against a Burnley side that they just give up goals. So I think Iwobi could be a nice shout. Iwobi has been looking.
Yes, I was going to. You took it right, but yes.
He looking at Andres Pereira as well. Assist.
Yes.
When the guy creating all the chances. I mean, he's usually the guy at the center of all the chances, but yeah, he's been delivering of late as well. So he could be a good shout.
Yeah, you have, and even this guy Harry Wilson, he has been doing things quietly for them, huh? Quietly. So yeah, they have some good assets that they could pick up, and it clearly doesn't matter the matchup. The matchups don't matter for them.
Oh, and Leno as well.
Yep, as a keeper.
Lots of people getting Leno. I mean, he has the most points for a keeper in the FPL this season. Giving you clean sheet, giving you save points, giving you everything. So that could be a good little punt too if you're looking for a keeper. Yeah.
And they play after this fixture here, after they face Burnley, they play Bournemouth next and then Arsenal. So they're hosting Arsenal. They already drew with Arsenal this season, and then they host, and that was away at the Emirates, and then they're gonna host them in 20. So something to be wary. You never know. Might really be a decent team to get some punts from. Never know.
Yep.
Of course, next up, big one, big one. Spurs versus Everton. Of course, most of us have Poro, most of us have Son, but do most of us have Kulusevski or Richarlison? It's time to start looking at monitoring them if we think we should have a Spurs asset, because of course Son leaves on international duty at the Asian Cup very soon. I think game week 21. Please don't quote me, but it's very soon, right? Very, very soon. So monitor Kulusevski's, monitor Richarlison's, if it is that you think you want, if you really need a midfield Spurs asset, you feel like you need to be on that train. And then on the flip side, Paul, definitely McNeil, Decore, those kind of guys looking good. Can't go wrong. Everton on fire. It may sound crazy, Paul, but
this game might have a little upset potential in it. Although the game is at Spurs, which works in their favor still. I feel Everton has been playing such good ball. They could give Spurs a little run for the money. I think this will be a little more difficult than we expect.
That we anticipate. I agree.
Yeah.
And as I said, Everton, the fixtures don't matter since they got that -10 deduction.
Yeah. They've been cleaning up. They only had the one game against United right after where they lost 3-0.
Yes.
Even in that game, they had a lot of chances.
They did not take the chances. They did not.
On the upside. They're taking the chances. They're playing good organized football. They fighting tooth and nail. They're not an easy opponent right now, home or away.
And
So
that is it. I was not. They're traveling well, very well. They're traveling very well.
they
So
overlook them at all.
definitely
So
something
Spurs had to be on the game, Spurs
on the
definitely had
game. But I think Spurs have the firepower to give them a good run, but they have to be switched on. Sometimes the last few games, Son might be switched on, but not Richarlison.
focus.
Kulusevski switched on, but not Son. So,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
let's
yeah.
see. All right.
Mhm.
Big game, title deciding. Okay, not title deciding just yet. Still early, but it definitely is a big one. I'll be turning off my phones, no communication. I cannot be reached when this game starts this
Yeah,
week.
yeah, yeah, yeah. A big one,
Liverpool
a big one.
versus Arsenal.
There's a Christmas gift here. This game. It's a Christmas gift. But who will come away naughty? Who will come away looking nice? That's the question. And everybody in red.
Paul,
I don't know
you
what to call it. I don't know. It is Arsenal or we. They play very good. I mean, they have the best defense in the league. Numbers wise. They just look good. Liverpool also have been very strong defensively. It going to come down to who could control the game, who have that control in the midfield, and putting away chances, most important.
yeah. Just
So
want to
that
big up
Anfield crowd will be rocking.
and that is it.
Yeah,
Ateta needs to behave himself. Our players just
yeah,
need it
yeah.
because
Composure. Yeah.
as soon as that crowd gets on our back, that is
This is the
it.
kind of game where it could get a little feisty and
Yes,
tempers play.
player.
You don't wanna have men like Declan Rice getting yellow card early, or a man like Saka getting a yellow card now, or your defenders.
Yes,
'Cause that will
yes,
put pressure on them one time, and this is the kind of game that could evoke them kind of emotions. So
yeah.
Arsenal got to be real switched on for this game.
On the
Focus
point.
be up there. 'Cause anytime I slip against Liverpool, that could be it.
And
Can't make mistakes against
the,
Liverpool.
the scary thing too, as I said, I remember I have nightmares from last time because we were up 2-0. We have to go up early, 2-0, 3-0. We have to go up very early and silence that crowd and just be on top of the
Mhm,
crowd. And
mhm,
that's it. And that's it. I just want to big up Andre Suklal from XTV. Thanks for coming through, bro. Guys, after we're gonna do some content with him very soon. I want Extra Time TV. Big up Andre. Thanks for coming through. Check out Extra Time TV on Instagram, guys. Great content. Tomorrow he's interviewing Kevin Molino. He does some great interviews with Terry Fenwick and other great football celebrities and football personalities. So check him out. I wanna big up Molina. Big up. Hey, Molina will jump on now. Hold on. Molina, if you're free. I will send you the link now. Well, I'm Arsenal sister. Right? See what she
I've
said
seen
there? And feel that
the
tells,
Arsenal colours. I've seen the Arsenal colours. Yeah, I've seen
bro. Nah, big Arsenal fan from Canada. Big up Molina. Bro, as I said, right now, of course, this is a fantasy show. It's on FPL, but we have to discuss the game because that is how we'll discuss the assets. Now, Paul, obviously, most people, if we were to guess and speculate, most people have Saka, Salah, right? That's a good guess.
Yeah, that's a
There's
given. Yeah,
there's
that's a given.
some crazy ones like me who have Simica, Salah, Saka, and
Who?
Trent,
Who's that?
right?
Who's that?
Simica, Trent, Salah, Saka. Some crazy ones
So
like me,
that is not crazy at all.
right? That
Actually, that
have that.
that is people are going for these people. I have some Lucas in my team. I am so glad I brought him in. I have why? Thank the Lord.
Tell
And
him here.
Zinchenko. Some
Oh,
like Zinchenko, people will be like, "What? Why?" Most people have Gabriel and Saliba, but Zinchenko has
right.
been delivering
Correct.
the points.
Correct.
He got 2 bonus points last week, so I'm very happy with Zinchenko.
No, normally in this scenario, drop your defenders, your bench Saka, difficult game. But I am going full pelt, Paul. Full pelt. I go in fit. I'm going for it. The only thing I'm not doing, I'm not gonna captain any of these players. Right? We
Mm,
already discussed Captain Watkins. I'm good with that, or anybody else, but I'm not gonna
no,
captain any
you know
squad.
what? This could be the game where Saka, a lot of people talking about, oh, Saka not, he's been quietly doing his thing, consistently bringing points, but you never know. This could be the breakout game for Saka. Yeah, he could get a
I
goal
would
and
love
assist.
that. I would
Yeah,
love that.
it could be a fun. I just saying, it could be a
Yeah,
nice
no,
little
no, no, I agree. I agree.
Salah or Saka. But I mean, for your purposes, yeah, you're not going there captain wise. Yeah, too emotionally invested in this game.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
definitely, this is a really big game, a loaded game. But we have too much assets to try and bench off. We'll keep them. And as you
Yeah.
rightly said, Saka, even a Salah, he shows up in big games. But Trent, I think, will be the key asset to this game. Trent. If
Yeah,
Trent
yeah,
has
yeah.
a bad game, then I think we are on for sure. We on if Trent has a bad game. Big up, Melina. Wait,
Hey,
wait.
thanks so much for adding me. I'm just getting over a cold, so sorry if I sound hoarse.
Nah,
I
no
haven't been
problem.
on here in a while, and
True.
sadly, I'm not on here when I had a good game week. I played my wild card last week, and it was all mash up. So now, anyway, I got 68 points last week. It's a shame the Mohamed Salah captaincy and the Solanke vice captaincy didn't pay off. Solanke lost his points, so I ended with 68 in the game week. I came on because I saw the tweet that you were live, and I said, "Brother, I need surgery in my team because this team is mush up right now." I'm keeping my Chelsea assets. I have Cole Palmer and I have the Levy Colwell, but I was going to
Right.
ask you, and maybe I can ask later if we're going through the fixtures still. I have Jimenez. I took Jimenez, and of course, we all
Mm,
know what happened. So he's now suspended. I think until end of December for 3 games, or is it
three
just one
games.
game?
Three
No,
games.
wait. It was a straight red, so yeah. If it's a straight red,
Three
it's 3 games.
games.
Yeah,
Yeah.
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 So I have to replace him. And I don't know about captaincy options this week. I'm still thinking to go Salah, but it's against Arsenal, so I don't know. I can't. My
Oh,
heart's not telling me to do it. I have Son, um,
right.
and I have. So this is my team: Dubravka, Pedro Porro, Colwell, Saliba. Of course, getting my Arsenal defender in there. Son, Cole Palmer, Salah, Bowen, Saka, and then Jimenez and Watkins. So I did a 3-5-2. I played my wild card. I haven't used any of my other chips, and even last week I said I'm really behind in my rank. I'm trying to catch up in these mini leagues. Let me play the wild card.
Right.
Um, I mean, I just wanted to ask, captaincy wise, who like what's because I know Salah like against us, it's hard to say because last season we rocked up to Anfield with Rob Holding. This season we have Saliba, but Liverpool just destroyed West Ham by a high
5-1.
score line, and they're very hungry for the league. So I think it could go either way. And if we rattle the Anfield crowd, we know what happened last season. Like you were
Mm-hmm.
saying earlier, before I jumped on, I still have PTSD last season. I was so happy we were 2-0 up, and to just give our heads up like that,
Ah,
it's typical Arsenal DNA.
yeah.
And not only that fixture, but the 3 fixtures after that, it happened to
Yep.
us.
Drop.
It was just the mentality wasn't there. But I don't have Trent, so I'm glad you mentioned Trent. I think you said you're not going to captain, like not that brave to captain a defender. But I was thinking, like, if you're going to discuss potential captaincy options, and who would be an ideal Raul Jimenez replacement.
Mm-hmm.
But I also have
Well, right.
Solanke, so I can either bench Jimenez and play Solanke. Um, is my alternative.
How much you have in the bank? Because you obviously have you have one free transfer, right?
Yeah,
You only
I
have
only
one
have
free transfer.
one
Right.
free transfer, and I have
Right.
3.8 million in the bank.
Oh, you're rich. Okay.
The reason I kept the money is because I need to buy back Holland after the Club World
Ah,
Cup.
okay. Right, right. Well, I wouldn't. No, but then that's 3 games, and then
Yeah,
so
I'm
yes,
gonna have to
yeah,
take a hit either way because
yeah,
Holland's not back till game week 20.
yeah. maybe, because there's rumors that he may not even be back till then. But yeah, maybe till 20, maybe.
Yeah. See, I'm gonna have to take a hit either way. I kept good money in the bank to buy him back. So I know I may have jumped on the wild card early because I know we get the second one soon.
Yes.
But anyway, I thought, what are you guys thinking captaincy wise? I don't have no city assets. I got rid of them all in my wild card.
Well, you said you had Son. You don't have Watkins. That's the only thing. You don't have
I have
Watkins.
Watkins.
Right. Well, and yeah, that's it. No brainer. What? Cap Watkins,
Easy
vice
fixture,
Cap
yeah.
Son. Yeah, Cap Watkins, vice Cap Son. I think that's it there. Because as much as we were bigging up Everton, Son and them could still turn up. If they really turn the screws in Everton, they could turn up. But it's Sheffield. I'm not gonna miss us, and
Oh,
I'm
Sheffield
captain.
are, oh gosh.
Yeah,
They
and
can't keep
Villa
the
at
barn
home.
door down right now.
Yeah,
They're really struggling down there.
and they lost a struggling Chelsea. So I mean, that's
Yeah.
worth it.
I might roll the transfer if I could, but we'll see.
Well, I will do if you only fire is Jimenez, I will do that, and so that you're at least well equipped to try and bring back any other city assets that you're looking at, or bring back your Haaland, so you don't have to waste that burden that chance. If it is you have Solanke, at least bring him on. Of course, you put
Yeah, I have
Jimenez.
Solanke and Watkins. I can
Yeah,
even
yeah,
play
I
just
will.
one forward. I don't have to
Yeah.
play,
But who you have to sacrifice in the midfield? If you
I would
play,
have to bench Bowen or Cole Palmer. My midfield is Saka, Salah, Palmer, Son, and Jared Bowen. Same like what you have. Except I
I
don't have Ward-Prowse, I have Bowen.
yeah,
I
Paul,
would
go ahead.
stick with I would stick with that midfield. Don't bench anybody there.
Yeah.
I would say go 3-5-2. You have Solanke and Watkins, right?
Yeah, I have Solanke, Watkins, and the three in the back I have Saliba, Levy Colwell, and Pedro Porro.
Yeah, I would leave it just like that. Yeah, and just put Jimenez on the
Raul
bench
on
and
the
go
bench. Yeah, that's
3-5-2.
good.
Yeah,
I'll
yeah,
roll
that
the
makes sense.
transfer then.
Just roll the transfer. Yeah.
Yeah, roll that
Yeah,
transfer. I wouldn't waste that transfer.
you're good to go there.
Yeah, I wouldn't waste that transfer. Not now. Not now.
And just put the captaincy
Yeah.
on Watkins,
I
and
think I need everything possible
Saka.
because of mini league wise. Try
Yeah.
to catch up.
We know how it is. Trust me.
Yeah.
We're in a very tight mini league as well, so we know how it is.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely, but yeah, I wouldn't know. Roll the transfer, and then as you can brace for the for 19 or 20, and you could try and bring back Haaland, bring
Yeah,
back the
I
city
doubt
asset.
Pep will rush him back, Knowing Pep, it's hard to predict with Haaland.
Yeah, Pep, Lord, and well, as you saw, De Bruyne back in training, he was on the bench today.
I saw that, and as soon as I
Yeah.
saw that, I said, "Oh, this league is done. They're gonna catch up."
Yeah.
He can carry that team single-handedly. The midfield, I mean, at least.
Yeah.
De
Bruyne and Rodri, that's it. That is it. A fit De Bruyne and a fit Rodri. There's no. That's
so
a
you have
no-brainer.
Gabriel. That's nice.
Yeah, I should have. I know this should have gone Saliba, but Gabriel has been doing.
Nah, he's doing good though.
Yeah, Gabriel has been doing the business. Yeah,
I think both of their minutes are also the same, nailed.
Yes, definitely nailed. So I have no issues with them in terms of they being dropped or anything like that. So yeah, for sure.
Ward-Prowse against United, I can see him getting something.
Which team is that? Yeah. And United, and that's the thing. United not that hot, so it's so.
Yeah.
But they're hot and cold. So you will say yes, easy pickings. And then
United is all over the place. I'm surprised.
But I definitely wouldn't discount like a Bowen or Kudus against them for sure.
Oh, Kudus is on fire. People said they don't want him because he's injury prone. Look what he's doing at West Ham.
I've not seen any injuries yet, and he's been playing very hard.
He's firing him and Paqueta.
Paqueta just came back from injury, so yeah, and firing on all cylinders. And And that's a good help for Bowen. So yeah, that's a great help for Bowen. I was now going, so this section here, this segment, this is where we try to pick the best team for the game week, like a free hit team. So we scrap out certain players, so we look ahead. So obviously, this team isn't this is not our team, it's just a team of a scout team, basically. You know, where we try to say, well, all right, these are the guys that we think will play well, will do well for the game week, that kind of thing. So of course, Watkins is in this team. You leave Watkins out. Even they say that we captain Watkins, right? Paul is back just now. Yeah, Paul. So we're gonna do the scout team here. So we, Melina, you can, if you stay in, you chip in, right? This is what we do. So what we do, we discuss buy, sell, hold in this segment and captain in this segment. So Paul, if you can bring up the FDR on your side for me to help me out. Who is the best goalkeeper according to the fixtures? I mean, Martinez maybe might be a good punt. I don't know. Paul.
Martinez is a good punt. I would go with Martinez. For me personally, he has the best matchup. You could go is either Martinez, Leno, or Dubraka.
Yeah.
To me, are the three best
who's Newcastle? What's Newcastle fixture? Remind me. Oh, Luton. No.
Luton Town next. Luton away.
But away though. And that's claustrophobia.
Luton away, Forest at home, Liverpool away, and then Man City at home.
Yeah, but that's claustrophobic.
Luton away is not a easy place to go
not
to.
Easy.
Not easy. But you know, Dubraka could pull off some saves. I mean, I saw him. He looked real impressive.
Yeah.
Yes.
Weekend against Fulham.
All right. Well,
but for the purposes of this, like if you say you want a keeper who is sure could keep a clean sheet, for me that has to be Martinez. Martinez.
All right. Well, let's stick with the Martinez then, especially as you play in fixture.
Because I mean, it's Sheffield that should be a clean at home. A lockdown defense.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Right.
Hopefully.
So defenders changing anything? Changing anything with the defenders yet?
Who do you have?
In your head, any defenders, Paul? Any defenders in your head that's looking really good for this game?
I don't know. Trying to think of a defender myself.
Pedro Porro. What's Tottenham's fixtures?
Oh yes, they're coming up against Everton. Yeah, Everton at home. They're playing home against Everton. So
Everton at home, Brighton away, and Bournemouth at home, and then.
Well, there, brilliant. Right now,
and he's only 5.5 million.
Yeah,
not expensive.
Can't go wrong. Gabriel and Trent. If you have them in a team, are we letting people keep them in the team, Paul, or we scouting two other defenders? We leaving Gabriel?
A scouting for talent. Because I mean, Trent, you could keep Trent. Trent has been looking real good attacking. Right. If you want to keep Trent, I would. Should I dare say Trippier? Are we still on Trippier? I mean, he's made a few mistakes. And then again, it's Luton song. But Luton has a way of giving up goals, especially from set pieces. So it's been a while since Trippier has gotten assists. Maybe this could be the game.
Is confidence, maybe?
Yeah, maybe this could be it.
All right.
As I said before, I'm not seeing a lot of clean sheets. So, you know, my thing is you go for defenders who could give you assists, who could give you attacking potential. So, yeah, Trippier could be a good call. You never know.
All right. Melina, had any other options or Trippier?
Oh, never mind. He doesn't play anymore. The Malo Gusto, Chelsea.
From
injury, but he hasn't started, right?
Yeah. No. Right now, well, it's not the same position, but like the best defender there right now is Colwell. Colwell doing his thing right now.
Yeah. How about Konza, Aston Villa?
Yeah,
well, I think they're switching now between Konza and Powell. Aston Villa switch between the two of them.
Yeah, and Powell flagged as well, but I feel Powell will play.
Yeah,
I think he will play.
I feel Powell play.
I think Powell has a knock from what Emery was saying before.
Yeah, I don't think it's serious.
It's not that serious. Yeah, not that serious. For now.
He's on my bench.
Yeah. No, he's a good shout. Midfield wise, so we even
could be a good call, yeah. You
yeah.
could pay
Konsa, yeah.
Okay.
But that would be a
Checking
double up on Aston Villa defense. So
Oh, yeah, that's true.
that's
Because
yeah, taking
Martinez.
it.
Yeah. I
you
wouldn't
can leave in the
double.
trips. You can leave in the trips. You can leave in the trips.
Yeah, the chips.
Redemption.
Midfield now. Now I want to start from the other end of the midfield. Not the left, the right. Saka. Right? Sakadinho. Right?
I keep him. I can't take my boy out.
Ever. At all. At all. But that is why Paul is here. So Paul, help us with this bias. You keep in Saka.
I mean, I actually, and I said it before, I think he could be a good captaincy shout this week. You know, this could be the week where he have a big game. Yeah, I wouldn't mind keeping him. I personally too, I like how Odegaard has been looking. You know, that if you're looking for a little punt,
Right.
Odegaard could have a nice game as well. You know, it could be a tight game, but it could have a few goals in it. So yeah, I say stick with Saka and see what plays up.
Cool. And next untouchable, Salah. Now Salah didn't look hot against Manu at all, but
Yeah.
he did his thing today in the Carabao Cup. Sorry, so obviously we keep Salah. Salah is Salah. And it's a big game, and they'll be relying on him heavily for his output. All right, so
Salah
two
against
untouchables.
Zinchenko.
Right? Yeah.
Hey,
Oh
bro.
God. Please have a good one.
Guys, I'm so sorry. I have to run. You
No
know,
problem, Paul. Well,
I
I
have
have
a private thing to do. But
yeah, Paul.
good luck to you all. Good luck in the week. Last piece of advice: wait for all the news. You could get, you know, potential injuries, who might be in, who might be out, and make sure your captain good. Make sure your vice good. Everything in order. Your bench order good. And yeah, enjoy it. Have fun.
Paul, big up.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
Take
Out.
care.
Yeah. Later.
Right. Now, of course, Ward-Prowse, the Ward-Prowse, Son and Palmer might be the ones that are touchable. Ward-Prowse facing Man U.
Even well, Chelsea look like they're starting to pick up form and pick up points. And also Nkunku's back, so maybe I would keep Palmer for another week and see.
Yeah.
He did return last week. I believe he scored last week. So,
Yes.
but then again, it's
And
Sheffield United.
Mm-hmm.
I would sell Ward-Prowse.
Okay. And who are you replacing them with? Who looking good? Yes, a sideways move to Kudus or elsewhere? Looking elsewhere? Sideways move to Bowen.
Luis Diaz.
Oh, against
Maybe a
us?
good
Which
shout.
one? Against us?
Well, you never know. Liverpool can go. We don't have a good record at Anfield.
Yeah, well, this time we have Rice. This time we have a fit Saliba. You know, trying to
Well,
be
you know, based on again, I'm going back to Aston Villa here. They have the best fixtures lined up. I would even go for someone like John McGinn.
Yeah, McGinn. You know, I like that wild show. That's a wild. I love that show because
If you
McGinn.
want to make a punt, it will be someone like good fixtures. Sheffield United, Man United away, Burnley, Everton, Newcastle.
Oh, we have too many. Oh, we have way too many Villa.
But now we have like double Villa.
Yeah. So we had to go. We had to go elsewhere. We had to go elsewhere. Who has a good fixture this game week? Just for this game week. Let me see. This game week alone.
And Newcastle, like I don't think their fixtures are that good. I would have said Gordon, but their fixtures are not that enticing.
You know what I will do? I'll not. I will see you, Gordon, and I'll raise you. I'm gonna upset you, and I'll raise you.
How about Richarlison even?
Well, I was gonna say Bruno G, but Richarlison is not bad.
Yeah, Richarlison, but then we have triple Spurs.
Richarlison will come in more in 21 when Son leaves. That's when I plan to bring in. Yeah,
when Son's gone for Asia Cup.
The Asian Cup, correct is right. Okay. So speaking of Son, we'll keep Palmer. Up top, we have to get rid of Alvarez, obviously.
Yeah.
Best striker for the game week.
You already have Watkins. So next.
Your boy Solanke.
I was just about to say Solanke. Let's see the fixtures. Bournemouth. Fulham, Tottenham,
Forest,
Liverpool.
but new manager bounce, new Espirito Santo is the coach
Oh
now.
yeah. There's always that fear, new manager bounce.
Yeah, always. But Bournemouth are scoring, they are scoring goals, no matter what.
I would
Ferguson.
still keep Solanke.
All right, let's do it, Solanke. Big
Solanke
shout.
and Watkins. Yeah,
All
that
right,
sounds
so we'll leave
good.
it so. All right, so game week 16, scout team, free hit team, whatever you want to call it. Martinez and goal. Trent, Trippier,
Yeah.
Pedro Porro. Palmer, Son, Bruno G, Salah, Saka, Solanke, and we are captaining Watkins. Other captain shouts, if you're feeling really wild, Melina, and people that are watching, I would say Palmer is not a bad shout. Right? I know Wolves doing well, but they're having a dip of form recently. They're starting to feel or miss Neto a little more now. There's only so much Cunha and Wangi Chan can do, but
Yeah.
Cole Palmer might be a bad shout. We even Paul suggested Saka as not a bad shout as well, so you never know. But of course, we are captaining Watkins. That's our captain pick for this upcoming game week. We could sign it off there. Let me just show you all again the YouTube team really quickly and what we intend to do before we sign off. Not going to do much to this team. I already set up my team, my bus team. So this is what we plan to do. So this is what the team looks like right now. I have one free transfer. So we have Edison, Trent, Gabriel, Simicas, Cash, Palmer, Son, Ward-Prowse, Salah, Saka, Watkins. My main issue here is that we have no goalkeeper. So that's the only thing I may address. I'm not sure if to waste the transfer and address it or say, all right, forget it. I don't need a keeper. Just play with my outfield players. That's the only thing that I have to, my conundrum. Right, but I may not fuss. I may leave it just like that. As you can see, my captaincy
This is a
is
good
on board.
team though.
Yeah, well, I hope so. the only problem is the amount of Arsenal and Liverpool players I have. The best scenario for me here is a draw.
Yeah.
a nil-nil draw.
Even the
Right?
best scenario for us as
Us, it's a
fans is
nil.
a draw. Either get a win or don't get humiliated.
Yeah, exactly. Well, the best scenario is a win, and the second best scenario is a
Yeah,
draw.
definitely. But we haven't won at Anfield since 2012. Santi Cazorla scored a brace.
Yeah, I don't want to be reminded, but this time, Melina, we are going with Rice. We're going with a fit
Yeah.
Saliba, right? We have fit players. Saka's fit. Odegaard fit. Well, fit-ish, right? Gabriel Jesus is in great form. Okay, so I'm feeling a little confident.
You're feeling
Not saying we'll
confident?
win.
Wow. Rock up to
Not saying we'll
Anfield.
win. Not saying we'll win, but
If we
I'm the
win, it
most.
will be a massive statement for sure.
Yeah. Well, if we win, Melina, I'll start to get deluded and say we'll win the league. Because I still say City will win the league.
Oh, last season I said it. I
Yeah.
believed. I really felt it.
If we beat them, that's it. That's it. Because I'm getting Leicester vibes. When we lost to Aston Villa the other day, that boosted my confidence even more. I was like, all right, that's it. That was one to lose. No problem. We're moving on. And we have a hard
Yeah.
patch of games and we're doing well. Once we beat Liverpool, yeah. But I'm staying calm, staying cool, staying collected. And I just waited. But in terms of FPL, this is the team now we're going forward with. This is what our if anything changes, of course, we'll post up on our Instagram. I want to shout out Paul, shout everyone in the comment section coming through. Melina, as you popped on before we go, any solid piece of advice for our fellow FPL managers for game week 18? Anything at all that you could think of?
Yeah, I will say before making your transfers, wait for last minute pressers, team leaks from FPL Focal, often last minute injury news or player lineups. Also, Team News and Ticks post some lineups early on before the deadline. Sometimes that does help, saves you a transfer from being burnt. So always look out for those before you make your. Sometimes it's good to wait and wait for those pressers or last minute updates. FPL Rockstar used to do it too. So just stay tuned for those before you make your moves.
Right. We have a Liverpool fan in the chat here,
Hi,
Jordan. Big up
Jordan.
Jordan. Jordan, yeah, well, I can't wait either, Jordan. I can't wait. Just forget out of the way. Let's move on. I want to play West Ham already. Let's just move on. Right? Let's skip. Of course, my solid piece of advice, guys, please don't forget to click the save button. No matter what you do, do not forget to click that save button. Do not be distracted. If you swapped up someone out, you bench someone, you bench Haaland or someone, you sold, you sway save button. And when you go and look at your team, Haaland's still in your team, Alvarez still in your team. All right. So please make sure that you set a bus team and you click save and then get back to your team before the deadline tomorrow. And of course, like, share, and subscribe. We are trying our best to stay on YouTube for as long as possible, bringing you nice, relaxed content, but of course, focus on the key areas, doing the eye tests and other things to help give you the best assets possible. And of course, yeah, we wish you all the best. May RSB Green, may a captain score a hat-trick if he's Saka. And of course, may defenders keep clean sheets. All the Arsenal defenders keep clean sheets. Right? And may Raya save a penalty. But all seriousness, of course, green arrows, guys. And we wish you all the best. Happy picking. Melina, thanks for coming through. Hope you feel better with the cold. Hopefully, Arsenal has a remedy for you. And when you scream from the victory this weekend, that flu just leaves you automatically.
Thank you very much for having me on the channel.
No problem.
Always a pleasure to join you on the stream, and I look forward to the next one.
Take care, guys. Happy picking. We'll see you guys in the next one.